What's up, guys? It's Chad with Stay Grinding, and this is part 2 of Premier Trucking School CR England. All right, guys, without any further ado, let's go ahead and get right into this. So, like I said, I brought my own car, got half of the day on Saturday off, got all Sunday off, went back, and Monday morning, 6 a.m., got to be back in the classroom. And by this time, you have your permit and they are bringing you in the field, as I called, and they are letting you mess around, tinker with the trucks a little bit. All right, you're gonna start off, everybody is gonna get in lines and they're gonna start doing you're gonna go forward and you're gonna straight back the truck, all right, and the trailer. That's the first maneuver that they're gonna teach everybody. By then, once you're done with that, they're gonna give you another packet. All right, the packet is gonna be your air brakes test, your in-cab inspection, your pre-trip and everything like that. And then out in the field, they have 3 maneuvers that you can do, okay? They have your parallel, your alley dock, and your offset, all right? You gotta practice all 3 of these. All right, it's very, very, very important, because if you're like me, you were like, fuck the alley dock, because the line was always long. But out in the real world, that just happens to be the maneuver that you probably use the most. All right, that's opinion number 1 that I can give you. My second opinion is, do not wait until the end of week 2 to sit there and practice your pre-trip, your air brakes, and your in-cab, because I'm letting you know right now, you're gonna be fucked. All right, you really are. I worked with a lot of the different guys out in the field. I worked with, Chavez helped me out a little bit. There's Sarge, he helped me out a little bit. There's another little tiny short shit, and he's kind of like an asshole, but when you start talking to him, he's not that bad. Oh yeah, and there's Lawrence, who I managed to actually piss off, because I didn't know who he was. I just heard that everybody was saying, it was like a rumor that, oh, if you get him, like, it's an automatic fail, because he doesn't like favor anybody, and if you don't know all of your shit, then pretty much he just fails everybody. And there was like a rumor going around that he's known as the executioner. All right, so one day I was just walking, I was like, hey, what's up, brother? Like, what's your name? I'm Chad. And he's like, I'm Lawrence. And I was like, oh, so you're the guy they're calling the executioner. And he just looked at me, and he actually went and told on me, and they came back and said something to me like, don't be calling him that. So yeah, Lawrence, if you're watching this, you're a bitch for that. That was a bitch move. I wouldn't have told anybody anything. You could have just straight up said to me yourself that, you didn't want anybody saying that shit. But anyways, the one, when I was out in the field, the one that I really, really gravitated to was a brother by the name of Steven. Steven drives a badass Dodge dually truck, all right, Cummins, and he also has like a chopper. They're all, a lot of these guys, they all have choppers. They're in like a motorcycle club or some shit like that. But anyways, that's besides the fact. But Steven's really cool. So each move, he hopped in the truck with me and he's like, look, brother, I'm only gonna show you this shit one time only, and after that you better learn this shit, because they make this shit, they break this shit down to you, they dumb it down to you that even a dummy can understand this shit. All right, if you're not paying attention, obviously you're not gonna learn it. You're there to get your CDL. It's not a game. You know what I mean? You got to treat it so as such. So I was practicing all the way up until like Monday, Tuesday, and then come Wednesday is when they assigned trainers to everybody. All right, I got Angel. Angel was a cool dude. They put like 4 of you guys in a group, 3 or 4 of you guys, and that's when you're really going out there and training. First day we just drove around. All four of you guys, you'll rotate. He'll give you guys the same amount of time for the most part, unless you were the three other guys that were in my group and they were fucking up. I'm not gonna lie, I ended up getting, I would say, like 60% of the drive time, just because the other three guys, they weren't paying attention, or they weren't they weren't following instructions, and that's a huge thing. So every time, like, I would be the one driving back the whole entire time. Like I would start out driving and I'd get my my 15-20 minutes, and then somebody else would start driving and he'd say, oh, no, okay, pull over, you're not doing it right, you're not listening. On to the next guy. And then the next guy would fuck up, and then they'd be like, no, okay, change to the next guy. And the next guy would fuck up, and then finally he'd just be like, Chad, get behind the wheel. And we'd get behind the wheel, and fuck, I'd just end up driving 30-45 minutes while all the other guys only got like 15 minutes. It just happened that way. They some guys just weren't following instructions. You got to do what the trainer says. You're out there behind a big ass truck, shit can go wrong real quick. All right, so every day you do that, like Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. You're going around and they're just giving you, tips and tricks to look out for. Obviously, the main thing when it came to people failing the test is because they were hitting curbs. That was, to me, that was the main thing. And you just got to pay attention. You got to know what you're doing. You know what I mean? So after that week, come up on Friday, you should know everything. You should know your pre-trip. You should know, your alley dock, your parallel, your offset. You should know everything. Your pre-trip, in-cab, air brakes. Because come that next Monday, and you're still practicing, remember, on Saturday and Sunday. You're not getting that one off. So you have all that time. You got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They're still working with you. They're still taking you out every day. Your trainer should be taking you out. You should be driving. You should be getting the behind the wheel time. Like I said, I know I got the most time out of any one of those guys. And they want you to pass. The thing is, they want you to pass. I found out through one of the instructors, I'm not gonna give any names, but this is how badly they want you to pass. Most of those instructors and the guys out in the field, they're salaried, okay? But a lot of them, the trainers, they get incentives, they get bonuses for every person that passes a 90-day threshold with no accidents. So let's just say, for instance, and you have to pass the first time though. Like, this is the thing. You need to pass everything. You need to pass your pre-trip. You need to pass your brakes, your in-cab. You need to pass, your three maneuvers, your parallel, your offset, your alley dock. And then you need to go out and pass the driving part. And the driving part, I ended up getting Chavez. And so that's the funny thing to me. Like, when I took my my permit, the written part, I didn't pass it the first time. But when I did everything else that was out in the field or anything like that, I passed my test the first time. I didn't hit any curbs. I was good. I nailed my pre-trip, my air brake, I think they only made me do like 2 maneuvers. He was like, nah, you're doing them so good, like, you already know. And I was like, Steven, thank you, brother. And then we went out driving. Now the driving part of the test, and this is the cool thing. So the driving part is like 2 hours. They literally have to take you like through like commercial areas. You're going through the back streets and shit like that. And then the second half, which is like another hour, you're out on the freeway. And I got stuck in fucking traffic. So, I mean, for the most of my second part of my driving test, I was good. I mean, I just kept my distance, and, you know, turn signals, they're asking you, what's that sign say? What's this sign say? So you really got to be on top of your game, paying attention to everything, right? The main thing that I would say that is cool, that sets the Premier England school apart from other ones, because I heard that there was a couple guys that sat there and went from one school to another school, and they came over here and they're like, oh yeah, this school is like really cool. A lot of the schools are third party, okay? So they're not really through, like, let's say Swift. They're not, you know, through Swift. Maybe they're through a third party that's training you, and then you have to go into the DMV and take your test. But the cool part about Premier, which I didn't know, is that you take the test directly there. Their guys are certified, so they just sign you off, and you take your paperwork over to the DMV. Boom, they give you your license right then and there, which is pretty dope. All right. The other thing that I was gonna say is you really have to apply yourself. You're getting a lot of information in a short amount of time. I mean, 2 weeks, and you really got to learn this shit. So, I mean, come on, you know, do your best. That's all I can say. All right, guys. So now we're gonna talk about, they do want you to sit there and pass, all right? They do. They get paid, all right? And this is the fucked up thing about it. Like, as you guys saw in part 1, I already showed you like the finance, you know, the finance amounts and shit like that. You know, yeah, it's $59.95, 18% interest, comes out to $93.28 with 80 cents, all right? With that being said, they also get a grant from the state of California for like $10,000. So they're getting paid double. All right. They want you to pass. They want you to get your license, because obviously there's a shortage of truckers, and they need people. So the second thing I do want to talk about is, don't get it fucked up and think that they don't pass everybody, or they do pass everybody, because they don't. I know from the group before mine, from the week before mine that had started, there was 2 people in that group that did not pass, and they were still practicing. My group, I think, had 3 people. I want to say when I left, I still kept in contact with a couple of those, with a bunch of guys, because we all were on group chat. But 2 of them out of the 3 had passed, and they were on the truck. Was it 2? It might have been all 3, honestly. I think the guy's wife passed while I was there. So yeah, 2 out of the 3. All right, so not everybody passes, and it sucks when you don't pass, because what happens is they have a far corner of the yard where they put you guys, and you're basically practicing with a teacher that is just drilling this shit in your head. That way that you can pass it the next time. So, with that said, I mean, there's a lot of good and a lot of bad. I mean, the bad, I would definitely say that is, you know, I mean, it was bad for me, because he talks to everybody like they're fucking idiots. His mic in the classroom, and you gotta listen to him for a whole fucking week. I would say that the hotel is pretty bad. I mean, it's like living in the fucking projects. It's pretty fucking bad. But I wasn't there for comfort or luxury, you know what I mean? I wanted to get the fuck in there, get my license, and get the fuck out. And that's what I did. And, you know, in my honest opinion, it was the best choice that I made for myself and for my family. So, I mean, if you guys have any questions at all, just write them down in the comment section, and I'll answer them. I'll answer them personally. And Give this video a thumbs up, guys, and don't forget to subscribe, because you're gonna get everything. Amelia and I, we stay grinding, and that's real shit. That's what this channel stands for. You know, all the blue collar workers, truck drivers, construction, everybody, they shit on us, but guess what? We keep the world going round. So till next time, guys, stay grinding. Peace.